So far this week, we've talked about the characteristics of two types of stories, fairy tales and folk tales. Today, we're going to look at another type of literary text called a fable. And we're going to discuss some of the characteristics that fables have in common and ways that we can recognize a fable when we read one. So, fables are a type of literary text, just like folk tales and fairy tales. And if you remember, a literary text is a made up story that is usually written to entertain the reader. So, all of these types of stories are literary texts. So are most of the stories you read for fun. So, a fable is a make believe story like the folk tales, like fairy tales, but fables are much simpler. They are shorter, they don't take so long. So, like the Jack and the Beanstalk book we read on Wednesday, that was a long story. That fairy tale was really long. And the folk tale that we read yesterday was not quite as long as Jack and the Beanstalk, but it was still a lengthy story. Fables are usually very short. They're short and they get to the point. Fables teach a moral lesson. Fables usually are very clear about what they want you to learn. Often, fables will even say the lesson maybe at the end. There'll just be a sentence telling you that's why, you should always take your time or something, whatever the lesson is. Fables have plant, animal, or nature characters that act human. So the animals, or it could be the wind or a tree, they're the characters, but they act like people. This is called personification. When something that is not a person acts like a person, you call it personification. So now I'm going to stop this video and you guys will move on to our next video where I will read you the fable, The Ants and the Grasshopper. While you're listening to me read the story, I want you to see if you can recognize or identify any of the elements in the story that would help you know that it's a fable. So you're going to be looking for evidence that it is make believe, maybe that it's a little bit shorter than the folk tale we read yesterday or the fairy tale we read on Wednesday. See if you can see any personification. Are there animal, plant characters that act like people? Is there a lesson? What is the lesson? I want you to look for all of those things and see if you can see them. I hope you like the story. Bye.